For more than 9 days, nobody knew if they were alive. Deep inside a flooded cave in northern Thailand, 12 boys and their football coach had simply vanished. Families waited outside. Rescue teams searched day and night. Around the world, hope was beginning to fade. Then in the darkness, two divers spotted something unexpected. Tiny faces staring back through the light. How did an ordinary football practice become one of the greatest rescue missions in history? To understand that, we have to go back to the beginning. Long before the world knew their names, they were simply a group of boys looking for one last adventure before heading home. June 23, 2018, practice had just ended for the Wild Boars youth football team. The boys, aged between 11 and 16, decided to celebrate a teammate's birthday with a short trip to Tham Luang Cave. It wasn't an unusual destination. Many local children had visited the cave before. The plan was simple: explore for a little while, write their names on the cave wall, then head home before dinner. None of them realized that the rainy season had arrived earlier than expected. As the team explored deeper into the cave, heavy rain began falling outside. Water quickly flooded the narrow tunnels behind them, cutting off the only known exit. The boys and their coach retreated farther inside, searching for higher ground. What had started as a simple afternoon adventure suddenly became a fight for survival. Outside the cave, their bicycles remained abandoned near the entrance. Families arrived one by one, expecting to find their children. Instead, they found empty bikes and rising floodwaters. Within hours, what began as a local search became a national emergency. Soldiers, police officers, cave rescue experts, and volunteers rushed to Tham Luang Cave, but every hour brought new problems. Heavy rain continued pouring into the mountain, flooding narrow tunnels and reducing visibility to almost nothing. Divers couldn't simply swim inside. The cave was a maze of twisting passages, sharp turns, and rising water. Every meter forward had to be earned. Day after day, rescue teams searched deeper into the cave. They discovered backpacks, footprints, and signs that the boys had traveled farther inside. But there was still no contact. Around the world, millions followed the story, wondering the same thing: were the boys still alive? Engineers searched for alternate entrances from above. Massive pumps worked around the clock to remove floodwater. Experts from countries including the United Kingdom, Australia, the United States, and China joined the mission. This was no longer Thailand's rescue alone, it had become the world's. Deep inside the cave, the boys and their coach waited in complete darkness. They had no idea how many days had passed. Food was gone, fresh drinking water was almost impossible to find, forcing them to rely on water dripping from the cave walls. To help the boys stay calm, Coach Ekapol Chantawong encouraged them to meditate, conserving both their energy and their hope. Outside, their families refused to leave. Every sunrise brought another question no parent should ever have to ask: are they still alive? Then on the 9th day, something extraordinary happened. British cave divers Rick Stanton and John Volanthen reached a muddy ledge nearly 4 kilometers inside the cave. Their flashlight swept across the darkness, and suddenly dozens of eyes reflected back. Against every expectation, all 13 were alive. The world celebrated when the boys were found alive, but inside the Rescue Command Center, nobody celebrated for long. Finding them had solved one mystery, it had created an even bigger one. The boys were trapped nearly 4 kilometers from the cave entrance. Between them and freedom were flooded tunnels so narrow that experienced cave divers sometimes had to remove their own oxygen tanks just to squeeze through. Most of the boys couldn't swim. Teaching them to dive inside the cave wasn't realistic. Every possible solution seemed impossible. Rescue experts debated every option. Could they wait until the rainy season ended? No, oxygen levels inside the chamber were already beginning to fall, and more rain could completely flood the space where the boys were sheltering. Then Australian anesthetist and cave diver Dr. Richard Harry Harris proposed an extraordinary plan. Each boy would be fitted with diving equipment, carefully sedated to reduce panic, and guided through the flooded cave one at a time by experienced cave divers. It had never been attempted before. If it failed, the consequences could be catastrophic. Before the rescue could even begin, tragedy struck. Former Thai Navy SEAL Salman Kunan, volunteering as part of the operation, lost consciousness while placing oxygen tanks deep inside the cave despite every effort to save him. He died during the mission. His sacrifice reminded everyone of the danger ahead. If one of Thailand's most experienced divers couldn't make it out, what chance did 12 frightened boys have? On July 8, 2018, the rescue finally began. One by one, each boy was carefully prepared, fitted with diving equipment, and entrusted to experienced cave divers. Outside the cave, families could do nothing but wait. Around the world, millions watched the news, hoping the impossible plan would succeed. The fate of every remaining child now depended on a rescue unlike anything the world had ever seen. More than 10,000 people took part in the rescue effort: divers, engineers, doctors, soldiers, pilots, volunteers, and local villagers worked together with one goal: bring the boys home. The mission united experts from around the world, proving that courage isn't limited by nationality or language. The rescue also came at a cost. Former Thai Navy SEAL Salman Kunan gave his life while helping others, a sacrifice that remains an enduring symbol of selflessness. His courage, along with the determination of everyone involved, became part of the rescue's lasting legacy. The boys entered the cave expecting an ordinary adventure. 18 days later, they walked out carrying a story the world would never forget. Their survival wasn't the result of luck alone, it was the result of teamwork, courage, preparation, and countless people refusing to give up. Sometimes, the greatest stories aren't about one hero. They're about thousands of ordinary people choosing to help complete strangers simply because it was the right thing to do. 18 days, 13 lives, one rescue that united the world. If this true story inspired you, subscribe to Dlytics for more documentaries about the moments that proved hope can survive even in the darkest places.